Hey guys, welcome back to another Cajun toy review, and today we're going to be looking at another one of the horror greats. Continuing with our Halloween horror month, we're going to be looking at Freddy Krueger, and this is the Neca figure based off of Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Freddy's Revenge. And man, I'll tell you right now, I love Freddy Krueger. I was obsessed with Freddy Krueger as a kid. I wanted a Freddy glove so bad, but my mom would not let me have one, so I used to make them out of gloves and plastic knives. And my mom said, just submit it and let me have one, because I think I broke and messed up so many of her stuff just making those bootleg knives. But I watched all the movies as they came out, and this was one of them. I didn't really care for much of as a young kid and stuff like that, but with adult eyes, I've grown to appreciate it for all its weird quirks. And if you're familiar with it, you already know what I'm talking about. But let's get into it and talk about this figure. So like I said, we are continuing with our Halloween horror month, covering horror figures periodically, building up to what I consider to be the scariest figure of all time. But today we're talking about Freddy, and this Freddy is from the Nightmare on Elm Street 2. And you might be saying, hey, why aren't you doing Freddy 1? They just had a 30th anniversary Freddy figure that came out. Well, that's a good question, and the reason why is very simple. This Freddy has stripes on his sleeves, and I prefer that, so that's why I picked this one first. The other one will come in time. So let's get into it. So, A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. Love the cover to this box. It's one of the original posters from it. Really awesome. I mean, looking in the reflection with that crazy glove. Got that weird raving going on with that lightning. I have no idea what that's about. But yeah, there's a lot of discussion about this film. And I would have this poster on my wall. I think it's pretty cool. Looking on the side, we have Nightmare on Elm Street Freddy's Revenge logo. And that bus. One of the coolest openings, one of my favorite of all the Freddy openings. If you've seen it, it is awesome. And then turn on the back, a little bit more of that bus scene with this added in there, because that definitely, anyway. A little bit of read up. It's been 5 years since Freddy Krueger tormented those helpless Elm Street teens with the razor gloves and my sense of humor. I totally butchered that. But he's back for revenge. With his sights set on another innocent victim he can torture and possess. We got a shot of the back of the bus. We got a couple of product shots of Freddy here. Looking awesome. We got him right here. Different poses for his heads. All three heads that we got in there. Him here with the big open mouth. Here with the brain exposed. And then, of course, these weirdest shit dogs and stuff from the end of the movie that I still don't even understand. But I'll try to understand it before we're done with this. And then here includes 2 demon dogs. Magnetic attachable fire effect, removable hat, and interchangeable heads and hands. Open up the Freddy. Let's take a look. And there's a lot in there. So we got this awesome shot of Freddy right here with the fire behind him. And then pose like a boss in there. Freddy arms spread. Looking awesome. I don't even see. Oh, I was about to say, I don't see any interchangeable hands. There it is. Got the hat, the heads, the dogs, the fire. This looks awesome. And like I said, I chose this one because it had the striped sleeves. And that was my preference. So let's go ahead and unleash Freddy. And here is our Freddy out of the box. And damn, this figure is awesome. There is so much detail, and they just captured the look of Robert Englund Freddy. And God, this just, it puts me in a special place as a kid watching these, and just being afraid, but being just so intrigued by the character for some reason. And man, I don't know, I'm loving it, and I'm excited. And once again, I'm glad this is in my collection now. I cannot wait to have my whole shelf of horror. This is a genre that I love, and I'm gonna kind of continue throughout this YouTube channel to review horror figures mixed in with everything else as a passion of mine. So let's talk about the accessories that our Freddy has, and then we'll look at the figure himself. And looking at the accessories that come with our deluxe Freddy, there is a lot. So let's start with these dogs. So near the end of the movie, when I first saw this, I thought this was like a fever dream when I remembered it. But yeah, these dogs are in the movie near the end. They show up just for like a minute maybe, and nobody really knows what they are. There's been a lot of different theories and stuff of what they could be, that they're the souls of Freddy's. victims, etc., etc. But they're just weird as shit. But they're and they're also, there's actually Chinese folklore, the Jimmikin, which is a humanoid creature like a dog with a human face that makes all kinds of noises. But we don't know what they are. I don't think they're that at all. I just think they're supposed to be like Freddy's weird ass guard dogs. The whole movie has a lot of weird things in it, and this is one of them. So looking at these dogs, first, the bodies on them are fantastic. These Rottweiler bodies and stuff like that, they look super detailed. You got like you can see the claws on them and everything and stuff like that. They're exact same body for each one, so there's no difference there. They're both the same sculpt. They're both males. But yeah, this is the body actually from the Alien 3 dog that they had, so they just reused that with these crazy ass new heads on it. But looking at these two faces, this is the stuff of nightmares. And you know, this one has a lot more decay on it, and this one is open mouth screaming. But they're super detailed. Like, it's like I like them, and at the same time I'm just like, what the hell? It's just so weird. But I mean, the detail on it is really, really awesome. So look at this one. He does have this decay on it, or he or she or whatever it is has this decay, these crazy blue eyes, which is kind of disjarring. That weird shaped mouth with that tongue, and I mean, it's just, it looks aesthetically, it's awesome, but it's just so weird. I don't know, but it's awesome at the same time anyway. And then this one has got that face, a little bit of decay like around the eyes, on top of the head, and then everything else just like weirdness. So I'm gonna find a use for these. These are definitely gonna be hanging out with Freddy. But yeah, wow. Alright, and then looking at, let's see, the claws. So first we have this organic claw hand, and this is basically from the sequence where he becomes Freddy and his hand starts to rip apart. It's one of the most crazy messed up scenes in, I think, all of the Nightmare on Elm Street films, where Freddy possesses him and he kills Ron. And it's not even like, you know, chatty Freddy or clever Freddy. Freddy just terrorizes this dude and then murders him viciously. It's a very dark and very violent scene, but that's where this claw is. And then of course we have the traditional glove, and it looks really good, really a lot of detail on it. You can actually see his hand in the holes of the glove underneath, and you can see that his hand is burnt. That is really cool detail on there. And the different little segments where the claw connects, the rivets, and of course that back metal plate on there. And it's a pretty cool pose. I like it. I wish we would have got maybe one more claw hand, but we got two versions, but I wish we would have got more gloved hand, I should say. And then we have the fedora, and this is super detailed. It's all worn. It's got some like marks on it, and it pretty much fits on the head very easily and stuff like that. But it just looks awesome. Yeah, it pops right on there, and look at that. Of course, there is wrong ways to wear it, but kind of that natural, and then yeah, it looks great. Look at that. Moving on to the heads. So we got the basic grimaced Freddy face, and the detail on this is fantastic. Look at that face, those eyes, they nailed it. The teeth, grab my, and of course he's got the burnt ears, and it goes all the way around. It's just super detailed with all that scarring and all that burnt flesh. But yeah, that looks awesome. And then we got this kind of more angry Freddy face where we got the teeth showing, eyes. This is Freddy near the end at the pool party, just staring everybody down. One of my favorite scenes in the whole film, where the guy's like, I can help you. And if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But look at that burn on there. That just looks so sick. And the eyes sunken in and stuff like that. Every one of these heads are freaking awesome. And lastly, we have this head where screaming head. Look at that tongue. Look at that phone on that face. That looks sick. But of course, this head is the one from the scene where he basically pulls a big chunk of his skin off. And one of the famous lines from that movie, you got the body and I got the brain. But yeah, and he's not double jointed, unfortunately, so we can't make him actually recreate that scene 100%, but kind of close. So for this last piece, we're going to have to grab our Freddy. Go ahead and slap a head on Freddy. So this last piece is kind of interesting. Is this fire piece, and it's really cool painted. It's translucent, kind of orange. So on it looks really cool, and it's a neat little effect. And I kind of wish they would do some stuff like this with Marvel Legends, with like Human Torch or something like that. But what this actually is you take your Freddy, and in his back right here, there's a magnet or metal piece that goes through, and there's a magnet in here. Basically just attach it to his back as so, and we have this. And this is straight up from the scene at the pool where Freddy pops out, and after he dispatches that one guy, and he looks at everybody, goes, "You are all my children now." Yeah, really awesome scene. But just a cool little thing, and just it comes off extremely easy if you breathe on it or look at it crooked, but for the most part it stays on there. And I think that's just a really cool, different effect. And I like it a lot. I really do. And like I said, I wish they would do this kind of stuff with like the Human Torch and stuff. And anyway, that is the accessories that we have with our Freddy. What do you guys think? Put it in the comments. Now, let's take a look at our figure. And looking at our figure, just the silhouette of this figure and stuff like that is just classic Freddy for me. And I know this is based off of the Black Sheep film of the series, but I like it a lot. I don't know. I'd like the heads a lot, scope on it, and I will get the other ones, like I said. But I think for starting off stuff like that, I don't think this is a bad one. It's easily found. I think most Targets and stuff should have this one in stock. It's a recent release, so if you're interested, I recommend it already to get it. It is an awesome figure, and definitely if you're a fan of the Nightmare on Elm Street series or horror figures, you need this guy in your collection. And so let's take a look at him. So we already looked at the head sculpt and everything, and the hat, just like the sculpt on him. And like I said, I chose this one over the 30th anniversary, which is also in stores, because of the sleeves. The 30th anniversary has some different heads, the phone accessory and stuff, which is classic, but it didn't have the sleeves on there. And the original had longer arms, which was cool, but this looks great. And you know, this looks like the Freddy that I know and love. So I do like all the detail on the sweater. We can see that it is all jacked up and torn. It has got all these little issues in it. This hole in the back, I think, is part of the magnet or whatever in there, so I'm not sure on that. But we do have tears here on the bottom of the sweater, and it just looks raggedy, especially on the cuffs where it comes out. That's just such good detail on there. And just the texturing and stuff on it, the way we have these wrinkle lines that kind of come through and stuff like that, just looks so damn good. You know, this is a fun figure to pose, and definitely, like I said, I've already taken some pictures with it. I think they actually came out pretty good. Let me know what you guys think. But yeah, I want more horror figures, and I started watching these already. Finished Scream, and we're watching these, and man, I'm gonna push through this movie because it is something. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. It is There's a reason it plays in gay bars across America. That dance scene. But continuing on the articulation, now the original non-30th anniversary releases of Freddy didn't have any kind of leg articulation at all, so that is a nice change with these, that we can actually get more poses. He's easy. He stands actually pretty well without much fuss, so which is good. But yeah, we do have ability to move his legs a little bit, and he's got like these slacks, guess, pants on, and we got that Neca knee going on right here where they kind of hide it between there. It's not my favorite thing, but we're not looking for really, we're expecting low articulation on Neca. We're looking at quality and sculpt and paint and stuff like that, and that's what we got. But I do like the pants wrinkle up at the bottom, looks really good. And of course these boots actually look really nice. They actually have the silver on there for the laces, oops, and the black rubberized the bottoms, and there is line work in there as well, we can see in these shoes. So that looks really, really good. It does have threads on the bottom and peg holes on the bottom of his feet. So we will look at his articulation on Freddy. I'll take this hat off for that, and you can look up about that much, down pretty good. Look at neck, look at that nasty neck. We got some good tilt on there. Tell him Freddy said ya. And the full arm rotation, both arms to the backstroke. There is a single jointed elbow, and what I was talking about is pop the heads off so I can show you. And fight to get this neck head on there because that's always fun. So for the brain part, you can't actually get him. Oh, I took his damn hand off. You can't actually get him to put his hand over there like that. So you can recreate it like that about, but that's about the extent on that one. But it still looks really good. And we do have, there's no ab crunch on him at all. Waist rotation, split about that much. Very much we're not expecting anything really. Like I said, kick about that much. Wow, creaking like an old house. Knee back that much, and there is rotation on the foot. It's very hindered by these pants, but like I said, how much do you want to pose this guy? All the poses you really want are going to be pretty simple and can do. But overall, I love this figure. I think it's awesome. If I had to like rate it and stuff like that, I think on sculpt and paint and stuff like that, it's a 5, perfect and stuff like that. The accessories, actually, I'll give the accessories a 5. Even the dogs are a little extra. That's going to be my Cajun word of the day, lanyap, extra. Because there probably will be maybe behind them on the shelf, but that's about it. But the fire effects, the extra glove, the different heads and stuff like that, that's all fantastic. And just overall fun, and it says 5. So this is a great figure, perfect figure. So get it. If you're a fan of it, thinking about it, I recommend it. So that's it. That's our Freddy. Now we have to finish the trifecta of horror figures, and there's more figures to come throughout the month until the scariest figure of all time. So stick around. Comment, like, share, subscribe, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself.